Hello everybody and welcome. This is El Chivo plays Dragon Age Origins. It was a very fun game. It was made by BioWare in 2009, if you can see down at the bottom of the screen, it actually tells you that. There's a series, they've got the second game out already, but the third game is yet to come. Let's play through it and see how far we can get without, well, failing miserably, yeah? So, first thing you need to do is select which version we're playing. All of these are downloadable content. This is the main game itself. We're going to start with this and move on to the other ones with the same character. There are a lot of loading screens in this game, so bear with me, bear with me. At least these opening cutscenes are actually fun to watch, you know? Slightly, just like Banjo-Kazooie, except this one gives you plot rather than just...
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
Sure, one thing about that big rock thing was a golem. Spelled G-O-L-E-M. Never mind.
Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed.
Seeing this sword just jumping, tearing us up.
It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long.
That short fight just shows you how bad
For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
So here we go, we get to create our character at last. I'm going to go a male dwarf. I'm going to choose my favourite class, Rogue. And I'm going to be a noble because nobles are cool. A name. I really want to call myself Duran Duran after that name, but nope. The usual name I think will be good. El Chivo.
Greetings.
Now this is where you get to create your character's facial structure. Let's have a look, see. These are all the presets. Of course you can tweak it yourself. I think I'll start with that. That can do fine, and a decent beard. That one will do us.
Greetings.
Let's go with an experienced sounding voice, and that portrait will do fine. Now, as a rogue, you want your cunning and your dexterity, but you should probably put a few points into strength as well, because that means you can wear better armor. So, that's not a bad spread to start with, and always take coercion if you get the opportunity. We're going to play as a dual-wielding archer. Dual-wielding rogue. So we're taking dual weapon training and dual weapon sweep, and we're going to stick to casual just because it makes it easier game, easier playthrough, etc. More plot.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of two known remaining dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called deep roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endrin of House Aiducan, the 9th Aiducan ruler elected by the Noble Assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue, and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
Here I should point out that there is no voice acting for your character. So I'll be doing the voice acting for our character. Leave it. I don't want to look fearful.
Agreed. Tonight's battles will be of politics and intrigue. A shield won't be all that useful. Of course, they might think you were too fearful to risk looking fearful.
You, my friend, are ridiculous.
One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
What shall we do in the meantime?
As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you. I'll practice my cheering.
The proving sounds appealing. Let's go have a look.
Right behind you, my lord. The day is ours until the feast.
So, we finally have control of our character. The autosave function just interrupts you whenever you try to do a thing. Right, let's go into this chest. We get our equipment. And if you look at things with the wee eye, you get codex entries. Codex every so often, quite often in fact, will give you experience. The vanity had 5 coppers in it. Woo! Money! Now, we're going to head, as was mentioned earlier, to the provings. The provings are where dwarves test their mettle. I will also be doing leveling up and equipment changes off screen so that you don't have to get bored with the screens coming up every time something happens. If you press start, that's what comes up rather than the actual character menu. You need to hit the back button to get to the character menu, at least in the Xbox version. As we're playing as a dual-handed character, notice how they say main hand for mace, or one-handed for dagger, and two hands for the maul. The bow is often is obviously two-handed as well, as shields are always in your off-hand. If you get enough perks, you can use main hand things in either hand, but at the moment we're just going to stick a dagger in our offhand. We have nothing else we can equip, and yep, that's us. This is your character summary screen. Just tells you everything that you should know about your character. The very bottom thing under my character's portrait, which is 9.8% in reds, is your fatigue level. That means that you spend 9.8% extra stamina or mana using your abilities. These are all the skills I have and all the talents I have. These will be more useful, I think, when you come to having actual party members other than Gorum. And our current quest is the Noble's Feast. We have downloadable content installed, so that'll be done later on. Let's go this way. Damn, Trian's room is locked. Trian is of course one of your character's brothers. You have two, Trian and Balin. Right on cue, that's Balin's concubine, I believe.
I'm so sorry.
Let's go follow her and talk with her after we've looted his room for anything interesting. Aha. Because we are rogues, we can unlock that chest and loot the area.
Complete. On to the
And
next.
well, we might equip that actually. As it turns out we can't, because we don't have the strength requirement.
I'm sorry. I thought you were Prince Balin coming down the hall. Forgive me.
She's, it seems she's one of your brother Balin's newest, companions. Prince Balin is attending the feast being held in Lord Iduken's honor.
Yes, of course. It was presumptuous of me to think that he would return to... I am sorry. I will show myself out, with your leave, my lord.
Yes, you may go.
Thank you.
I forgot to do the voice
I
acting
will
for the
go
earlier
now.
part there. I think I was in autopilot playing mode there. I won't forget again, don't worry. Now the belts. The belts get equipped in your accessories. This gives us extra money whenever we gain any money at all. Pretty useful, but not entirely necessary. Where to now?
Congratulations on being named commander.
Our father's room is also
I'm
locked.
unable to do that.
Our father is King Enderin. Enderin is an interesting name. I don't actually know if it has a meaning in Dwarf. I'll try to find that out for the next video, yeah? That way is to the feast.
You sure you want to go to the feast now? I doubt we can escape to see the provings once we're inside.
You're right. Let's go see the provings first. And did that guy just walk through you?
I can't wait to see who's fighting today.
This way is another locked door.
I'm unable to do
For
that.
being a rogue, I'm not very good at unlocking things apparently. Everything needs a key. I would assume that's the point of it being locked, but never mind. So, to the Diamond Quarter. The Diamond Quarter is the rich area. As I said, I'll get rid of the loading screens from this video onwards, but I'm just going to let you see a pure playthrough at the moment.
Your father has allowed the merchants to show their wares in the Diamond Quarter during these celebrations.
Right. Up there is the assembly chambers and the chaperate, which is the lore of the dwarves. However, it's blocked off for this at least.
I'm sure we can work this out reasonably. It's in the records. There's nothing I can do. Please, Master Volney. My work is accredited by the Shaper.
These books are lies written by the enemies of House Volney.
I write only what I find in the ancient records. Lord Iduken, you can vouch for my work, can't you? Your father loved my History of Iduken, Paragon King, Peacemaker.
Gorum, does this scholar truly have my father's favour?
The king, as well as several other lords, are quite fond of his work. He writes of the ancient paragons.
This worm has written a book that slanders my house.
What does it say?
It doesn't matter, it's all lies.
Tell me what it says, scholar.
My work tells the stories of all those raised to paragons in the last 500 years. When the Assembly names a paragon, that man or woman is then, by definition, everything one can aspire to be in the world. They form their own noble houses and are revered as living ancestors. But paragons start off as men.
Volney was more than a man.
Get to the point. Why is Brinton so angry?
Volney became a paragon by the narrowest margin in history. One vote. A vote mired in rumors of intimidation, intrigue, and outright bribery. The records of that vote are kept in the Shaperate and are a matter of fact. Not liking history doesn't make it any less true.
The scholar is right.
You're taking his side? What if he published a book like this about your paragon Iduken?
The truth is more important than your pride.
You would not say so if it was your house, but I shall respect your wishes. For now. Excuse me, Your Highness.
That fool has no idea how weak his house is or how low he sits in it. Shall I have him killed, my lord?
Yes, and see that everyone knows why he died.
Understood.
You've shown yourself more daring and aggressive today than most believed of you. Someday I hope to write of the great exploits you are sure to perform.
Word has been sent. He won't live past the hour.
You've shown House Iduken a friend to research, history, and the glory of our people.
Carry on with your work, scholar.
Of course. I have much to document and organize. Good day, Your Highness. And thank you.
I'm a bit brutal every so often in games. It's not so much I don't like people, it's just that specific characters I feel no qualms about being very harsh to.
These are surface silks, dyed with the finest saffron and indigo and embroidered.
I'd love to be in there, fighting, sweating, winning honor.
I assume he's talking about the provings. Ah,
Our trust follow, big brother. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my siblings second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
don't speak to Gorham like that.
I speak to lower houses and castes as they should be spoken to. Now do as I say.
Keep barking orders. I'm sure I'll care someday.
Your lack of a sense of duty to your house is obvious. I can't imagine why you're receiving a commission. I expect after tomorrow I'll spend much time apologizing to the heads of the noble houses for the deaths of their children under your incompetent command.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Trian?
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast.
I'll go when I'm ready.
Stubborn, aren't you? When I'm king, I will help you get over that. Come, Balin.
That was fun. Nothing like being talked down to by the next king.
He means well.
You always defend him. I wish I had your understanding.
If you see that symbol on the map, top right, that wee triangle house thing indicates a shop owner. So if I spoke to the armor merchant, I could, of course, buy things from him. Let's look up these two.
What about... What have we here? Two handsome, strapping, noble lords. You both look so grand.
And isn't this the man of the hour, the king's son?
Who's your friend, my lord? Another noble from the honored House Idugan?
Why do you want to know?
They're noble hunters, my lord. A man takes his caste from his father, and these women hope to bear a noble lord's son. If one is successful, she's raised up to concubine in the noble house to care for her child. It provides new sword arms for the house, and many nobles look favorably on such women.
I'm not interested.
We'll be here if you change your mind, my lord.
Yeah, you can, of course, do that. Do that if you wish. It's entirely up to you. It doesn't make that much of a difference to the game. Looting areas. Yeah, always fun. You start with a pretty small item cap, but you can buy backpacks to increase it through the game to up to 125 items.
My lord, are you heading to the proving arena?
Yes, I intend to watch the provings.
We have been charged with the task of escorting you to the proving grounds.
I clean forgot about that. Forgive me, I should have informed you sooner. The king decided you were not to travel through the commons unguarded.
Very well, it will please my father.
Will we be leaving then?
Yes.
We are at your command.
Right, we're going to leave it here for today, just because the provings can take a while depending on how well you do fighting wise, and I don't want to risk taking forever on them. So, next time we'll continue the proving and our origin story. Thank you for watching. El Chivo plays Dragon Age.